Good, beautiful morning, everybody. Silas back again today on this freezing cold day. It's about 27 degrees right now, Fahrenheit, and today is supposed to be the warmest day of the week, so it's going to be a cold one. But the work don't stop, the grind don't stop, we're out here again. Today I'm loading trucks. I'm probably going to crush a few cars, and while I was crushing cars, I thought, you know what? Something I've wanted to do, I've had people ask me to do, and now I've done this in the past before, but I didn't film it back then. I've got a motorcycle lane right here, and I've actually got another one out there. Now, before I go on, I know people say, motorcycle, why do you say it like that? My question to you is how do you pronounce bicycle? Do you say bicycle? Because that would be weird. So if you're offended by the fact that I don't say motorcycle, then I don't know what to tell you. So anyway, I've got two motorcycles / motorcycle, whatever you want to call them. I've got one right here. I'm going to put it in the crusher right now, and I'm going to crush it, and we're going to see what happens. And then later this afternoon, I've got another truck going to be here pretty soon, so I won't have time to do it right now. But later today, hopefully before it starts snowing again, I've got the other one I'm going to put in there, and I'm going to crush it in slow motion. So I guess we'll see just how flat they can go. I know this bike probably has a lot of good parts on it, and honestly, this bike probably runs. This was an impound vehicle. It was impounded, and I'm guessing that they parked it illegally or something like that, because it still has their helmet, all their bags, everything on it. I don't know why somebody would just leave that in their yard or something like that. I'm guessing there was some sort of situation or something like that where their bike got taken and they just didn't get it out of impound. And so anyway, there's probably a lot of good parts here, but I just don't like selling parts. I already only get to sleep about 3, 4, 5 hours at night sometimes, a lot of times, and I just don't have time to do it all. So I have to choose the things that I don't like, and I don't do those things. And so because of that, I'm just going to go ahead and take this thing and I'm going to crush it. And with that, truck number 2 is done. I'm hungry. I have not eaten today. I've had plenty to drink. Don't worry, I'm not dehydrated, but I just didn't have time for breakfast today, so I am headed to get something to eat. Looks like Spangle's on the menu again today. And there we go. We got a turkey pita, some french fries, and a sweet tea. I'm out at my place now, so I'm going to eat this, and then they should be here pretty soon to start working on the excavator. I'm just about done with the house. There's not much left. I think about one more dumpster load worth of stuff, and then everything else I'm just going to bulldoze down here in the hole, and that'll be it. I was almost done. I had the dumpster sitting over there. I had just filled a dumpster that was sitting over here, and I was going to try to get the rest of this little tiny pile right here put into the dumpster, and the excavator just kind of sputtered, and then it died. It did that about a month ago, and I learned then that you don't try to restart it because you'll empty the system out and it'll get air bubbles in it, and it's bad news. The guy that was working on it just left as I was getting here, and he said what the deal is that the fuel filters are completely clogged, which I just put them on there. They've only got like 10 hours on them, and he said that they clogged up, and he wanted to know when the last time we changed them was. So I told him that we had just changed them, and he said, oh my. So he cleaned them out, put them back on there, and he said he ran it for just a little bit, and it shut back off again. He opens up the tank, checks inside it, and he said it looks like a chia pet inside there. He said the tank on this thing is just completely nasty with gunk inside. So what's going to have to be done is the entire tank's going to have to be drained, flushed out, cleaned out. It's going to need all new filters. The fuel pump has gone bad, that pump right there. It's just pretty much burned itself up, so you're going to have to replace that. The hand primer, wherever it's at, it's right here. This thing here does not work at all anymore, so he's going to have to put a new one of those on there. Probably going to have to put a few new lines on there. So basically, it's going to take a ton of work to get it going again. And unfortunately, he doesn't have time to do all that today. He's going to have to order some stuff, and he said it'll probably be next week before he can come back and do it. So that means all this is going to have to wait till next week to finish this job. While I'm here, I'm going to show you a couple more things. I got some pretty exciting news coming up pretty soon, so let's check this out. Last fall, you may remember I went to that auction and I bought 3 semi-trailers full of stuff unexpectedly. I have not gone through those yet. That's still going to be a future video, and I'll probably do this one first. This one here was so heavy that I couldn't get it out back with the other 2, so I parked it up here out of the way. Now this one here is solid aluminum. The frame and everything is aluminum. The only thing that's not aluminum is the floor has a steel plate over it, and then it's got the legs and then the axles. So very soon, I'm going to be going through this trailer. I don't know what's inside it, so we'll go through it together, and then I'm going to get the excavator out. I'll pull this trailer out, and we're going to see just how much money this trailer is worth for scrap. This was that old 1963 Ford dump truck that I sold the cab and front clip off of, and I sold the motor off of. It's got a really nice bed on it with a really nice steel floor. It's all in really good condition. The whole thing was kept in a barn, so the truck was really nice. It would have made somebody a nice dump truck, but I don't want to have to pay for more insurance and tags and all that, so I just sold the cab. And this here is going to be turned into a trailer. He's been working on it quite a bit. What we're waiting on right now is I ordered a hydraulic pump to put on here. It's electric over hydraulic. That way I can just put a battery right up in there, wire it all in, and boom, I can just dump it without having to start an engine. So with that, I'll be able to clean out whatever trash is in that trailer, and I can haul it to the landfill myself. That'll save me about $150 every time I use that trailer, so that'll add up pretty quickly. And then one more thing I want to show you before I leave is this truck right here. This came in yesterday morning. I wasn't recording yesterday. I don't know if I even had my camera, so I didn't bother recording it, but check this thing out. This is a big window custom cab farm truck. Pretty rare piece right here. It's got the chrome around the windows, the front and back window. It's got the chrome grille. Really good looking piece. I believe this is a 1960. If you're wondering what the tank is on the back, this was an old apple orchard sprayer, just an old case tractor or combine engine there, and then they would fire that up and it would pump stuff out of this here. It's kind of a neat little barrel, so I might be able to find a home for that, but the main thing we wanted was the cab and front clip. It's got the fancy chrome gauges. It's got the two-tone paint inside. It's got the deluxe steering wheel. Pretty neat truck, and it's not in that bad a condition. It does have a little bit of rust down in the bottom of it, but not too terrible. And you see that the door just closes super easy. It is a little bit beat up. You can kind of see the doors caved in, but overall this is a very buildable truck. The guy claims it has a 312 on it, which it is a 4-barrel, but you know, a lot of people say it's a 312 and it's not actually a 312. Back in the day, every Y block was a 312 according to people, but very rarely was it actually a 312. There's a very real possibility that it's just a 292, especially if it's the original engine, because they didn't put 312s in these from the factory. But that doesn't mean it wasn't swapped in there at some point in time. We've got a 50, I think it's a 57 or 8 Ford panel truck at the yard that's got a 312 in it that my dad put in it years ago. So it's actually kind of hard to tell what engine it is for sure while it's in the truck. So eventually we're going to pull the cab and front clip off of it and sell those. And at that point in time, I can pull the engine, pull the pan, and then it's super easy to tell what it is. Anyway, that's enough talking. I'm done here. I'm going to head back to the yard. probably crush a few more cars, got to load one more truck, and then I'm going to do some slow-mo action of that crushing that other motorcycle at some point in time. Now, a lot of people think that the Hulk is pretty good at smashing stuff, but I kind of think I'm better at smashing stuff than he is. So we're going to see which is better at smashing, the Hulk or me. We put his fists up like that, and we're going to take him, we're going to put him right there, and see if he can hold up the lid of the crusher. Oh my, he actually did better than I thought he would. Oh, it stabbed into the back of his leg. That's pretty gnarly. Yeah, he's got some issues going on with his leg, but his arms didn't break. Yeah, it looks like other than that one leg and maybe a little bit on his torso, he actually did pretty good. Huh. That's actually crazy. I mean, that's just plastic. Well, you know what that means, Mr. Hulk. We're going to put you to the next test. Okay, Bruce, let's see if you can keep the whole loader from rolling forward. Oh, the humanity. That's graphic right there. Yeah, I don't think Bruce survived that one. Looks like he broke his neck, and he's a little bit shorter now. So I gotta say, I'm pretty sure I'm still the better crusher. He didn't do a very good job of stopping any of the crushing that I was doing. It's kind of funny. Never did I think at any point in my life up to this point that there would be a day that I'd be out here playing with toys and recording it and putting it on the internet. It just strikes me as funny. I mean, I don't know, crazy stuff. Sometimes truth is stranger than fiction. But that's okay. I'm just out here fighting an adventure. But anyway, I'm going to take what's left of Banner, put him right over there, and maybe we'll come back to him on a future day and we'll finish the job. And there we go, load number 3 done. That'll be the last load for today. I think they hauled 1, maybe 2 loads out of my dad's yard as well. So we're making pretty good progress, making pretty good room. It's snowing in Wichita right now, and it's starting to kind of sprinkle / snow a little bit here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this up and set it by the crusher. I've got one errand I need to run real quick, and I would like to do that before the roads get too bad. They're talking quite a bit of snow coming in, which we'll see if that happens or not, but I don't want to have to run those errands if it's that bad. So I'm going to come back, and we'll do this here in just a minute. And an hour and a half later, I am finally back at the yard. That took way longer than I thought it was going to. And there we go. I got it set in the crusher, got it propped up. I put it a little bit closer to the edge of the vehicle this time so we can get a better view of it getting crushed. This ought to be fun. Well, that was exciting. You know, something told me it may not stay in there, so I actually scooted back and zoomed in. And I'm definitely glad that I did, because that would have been a bad day. Okay, round 2. Unfortunately, the kickstand is completely mangled now, so I can't get it to stand up on its own, and I can't stand out here and film and hold it in place with the loader. So I had to go ahead and put it against the back wall, so we'll make do with what we have. And that's pretty gnarly right there. Absolutely mangled. And it is the end of the day now. It's starting to get late. This car just came in. A Beretta GTZ. Don't see these too often anymore. When I was a kid, you saw them every now and then. We got to crush them every now and then, but even then they weren't that common in the junkyard. I remember back in the day, one of the #1 parts we got calls for was those door handles. But I am about frozen. It is bitter cold out here. It did quit snowing finally, but the temperature is dropping fast. I've got to gather up some converters that I pulled off, and then I'm going to hit the road. I know this video is kind of different than my normal stuff. It didn't really play out like a normal video does, but if you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. I'll let y'all go with that. As always, I hope you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day, and remember to get out there and find an adventure. We'll see you next time.